let's discuss the dictionary topic in Python. Before entering into the topic, myself Rajesh from School of Computer Science Engineering, DIT channel. So let's introduce a dictionary, see the introduction of a dictionary concept in Python. Always the dictionary can be represented through a pair of item. Each pair of item will be playing either always all the pair of item will be coming up with the key and value. All the keys would be unique and the key and the values should be separated by a colon symbol. And each pair of items should be separated by a comma. Suppose if you are adding more number of items, it should be separated by a comma. Look at the example. I have a dictionary name called dict, which has been assigned. This is called the name of the dictionary equal to, and the dictionary symbols will be pair of curly brackets. Look at the starting open curly bracket and closing curly bracket, and this is called one item. Each item will be represented through the key and value. The key and value should be separated by a colon. So as a now look at the last line of this. The example says that my key of the first item is alias. My value for that first item is 1, 2, 3, 4. Similarly, for the second item, I have a Bob is my key and value is 1, 2, 3, 5. Before getting deeper into that dictionary problem, let's see some of the properties. What the first property says is that it is a mutable collection. So always dictionary is a mutable collection. It means that you can mute it, you can regenerate the series of items from the existing collection. That is possible, mutable in dictionary, and also it is an unordered collection. So we may not predict that all the items will be stored in the same order. And the next property says that the items are stored and fetched by the key. And the third property is one of important property. Always when you are accessing the individual item, each item in the dictionary is it accessed by the key, not with the position. Whereas in the other different collection in Python called list and all, you can go for accessing through the position. And what is the fourth property says is that, so since it is an unordered collection, always we call it as unordered collection of objects, and also it is a variable length, as well as you can add a heterogeneous group of items. You can map a pair of heterogeneous item, and also it can be a nestable one. These are the main important properties, and we'll see how to create a dictionary. When you're creating an empty dictionary, see that on the left side, I'll just create with the dictionary name equal to pair of curly brackets, empty curly bracket. This represents that this item is being initialized to empty. Look at some of the example. It's been given in that I created a dictionary name called dict1. This is also empty, and my dict also empty, books also empty. Suppose in case if you need to initialize to empty, that is possible in dictionary. Initialize empty at the beginning, then later on you can add up the values like this. You can look at the right side how they are adding up the value. Always this is the general format they are following. Look at that dictionary name equal to, we should have each item will be represented through the, as I said earlier, these are all pair of entities, pair of items, pair of entities, or key and value separated by the colon. Look at that, key1 colon value 1, followed by the second item can be key2 comma key2 colon value 2. Like when you can just add a number of items. Look at some of the example how they are adding up that all the items in that dictionary. Look at the first example. I have a dictionary name called my dict, and my key says that 1, 2, 3. Like this, you can add a key, and my values are chocolate ice creams. So like that, I can just add each item into the dictionary. Look at another example. I'm just adding up the key as ms for the first item. My first item value is Python, and likewise I'm adding up the second item. My key is IT, my value is C. Likewise I'm adding a number of items, and also I'm just adding up creating another dictionary with key as string. Look at that, I'm having a string called hubby, and then I'm just representing that value as number sequence. So this is the way. These are the different ways, like you can create a different heterogeneous pair of item to represent a single item in that dictionary. Now we'll see how to access the values in the dictionary. Once you're going for accessing the value, we always use that within the square bracket. Look at the example. I'm just using the dictionary name using the square bracket, and I'm just passing a value. That means that I'm just going for accessing the value in the sense that I have to use the key. My dict of 1. Look at the previous example. I am just look at the example 1 on the right side. My dictionary name is that my dict, and I have given that as within square bracket. I given as 1. 1 is the key. So always when you're going for accessing the first item, then we just we need to access through the key. Suppose I want to access the third item in the second dictionary called my course. My third item is that I have a key as CSC and my value is C++. So how can I access? My course of CSC. CSC should be given within square bracket. Clear? So that's what they just simply printing it. This is the way how to access the individual items. And now let's see how to update the elements in the dictionary. Suppose we are going for updating an element in the dictionary. Simply you just you can modify it, but again we need to just modify it through the key. Look at the last two statements. Look at the last first statement of the last but one statement. I have just given it like my dict of 1 equal to something. That means that I am trying to modify, update my first item value. So I'm just directly accessing through the key. My key is 1, and that value is being newly updated with the given value. That's what is happening. And likewise, look at the last statement. I'm going to update my another dictionary item with the I'm accessing through the key, and with the value, new value, I'm just adding up. So, but what is there in the previous one is that let me go back to that. My dict of 1 is chocolate. That has been now it's updated with Pisha, and my course of MCA is that Java. Now it has been updated through UML. So there is a term that you can modify through the key. That is possible in this dictionary. That's why we are giving an example here. Similarly, when if you want to delete an element, that is also possible in dictionary. When you're going for removing a particular element, simply use that del keyword. Look at the first example, the snippet. Del. Del is a keyword followed by the dictionary. Then within square bracket, give the as usual, give the key. Remember, always we just access through the key. So this particular item with the key which is matching with IT, that will be removed from this collection. So if I go back to that, which is that my course, yes, the second example is the my course. There it will just remove the second item. My key is mapping with this IT. So if I'm giving like del of my course of IT, this second item will be removed. If I print this dictionary again, this collection has been printed with all the item which except that second item. That means that has been removed now. So that is one thing. And suppose if you want to remove all the elements, then go for the second type. Simply just use a dictionary name dot clear. Clear function is a predefined function which flush out the entire item. It will be just still again going back to the emptying of all the dictionary item. Again, it has been empty now. And when you're going for deleting the entire dictionary, you don't want to retain, then you can use this del. Again, you can come back to the del with simply the dictionary name. Let me tell you what is the difference between the first one with the third one. The first one is that removing a specific item, a single item. The third one is that it will just remove the totally, it will remove, there's just totally remove, including that name, that dictionary name also, it will be removed. And let me see the difference between second and third. My second says that all the items will be removed, it will be cleared off, but still we have written that dictionary name. It is empty. If you want to add it, you just further you can add it. You can use the same dictionary. But whereas in the last case, if I use del of my course, it won't be available. That dictionary name is not at all there present in my collection. So I can reuse it. I want to rename, I want to create another new dictionary with the same name. It is possible. That's what the difference between this, all these three. And now we go to some of the basic operation. Suppose if you want to find a length of the entire collection. As usual in Python, the length function is used to find the total length of the entire collection. That's why they're doing it. The second statement, look at it. I have already initialized the dictionary item. It contains three items. First item, key value. My key is spam, value is this, two. And likewise, I'm adding three items. And I'm just trying to find out the total length. Simply, I just use len within, this is a predefined function, len within bracket, I just pass the dictionary name. This will give you the total number of entries. Clear? And also, if you want to go for finding the membership, then you just follow this sort of membership operation test condition. Simply use this key in the dictionary name. This is general format. This will give you the Boolean status, either true or false. That particular key is present in my collection. That's what the meaning. That's what they put up here is ham is my key, and then followed by in keyword, then dictionary name. That will give you the status. I'll look at the last part. Last point, what they're saying is that suppose if you want to create a new list of item. Suppose I want to create a list that comes with the inter collaboration. Suppose I want to convert all my keys into the list collection. But currently we are discussing about dictionary. But since Python is much more powerful tool, is a more powerful tool, we can just move around here and there. Suppose if you want to convert it from my base type is dictionary to a list, it is possible. That's why they're just doing it. They look at the last one. Simply they're taking up all the keys alone and they're putting it into the list collection. That's why they're just doing it. D is a dictionary name dot keys. What it does that it just pick out only the keys. Go back to the first one. My D is that I have item 1 is spam is my key, 2 is the value. Likewise, I have added up 3 items. So what I do is that since my last statement says that as keys, it will take out all the keys from this dictionary. That means spam, ham, and X. All these 3 are keys. That is being again converted. Look at it. List of D dot keys. So it will be converted into my target type is list. So that's what the result it sources in the last one. So it will just give you that result as list of items. Now we'll see some more other examples like keys. That similarly we can also take out all the values from the dictionary and then we can form a list. Again, I'll come back to the dictionary D. I have values as 2, 1, 3. Hope you got the point. Always each item is being stored, created as a key value. As of now, my dictionary D is having a key as spam, value as 2, and another item is ham, value is 1. The third item key is egg and value is 3. So if I take out all the values, that is 2, 1, 3 will be taken up and that will be again will be formed as a list. Suppose I want to take both and I will form as a list. That is also possible. Again, it's flexible. So for that, if you look at the second one, it's like d dot items. So both key and value will be taken up and that will be converted into a list. And suppose if I want to get the corresponding value for that key, you can just use this get function. Look at the third example. D.get is the predefined method in Python. Simply it will just once we pause that key, it will return the value. That's what the thing is happening. And suppose if you want to print it, you can also print it. That's what they're just trying it at the last statement. Look at the last one. Something is different here. They're trying to print that d dot get off toast. As of now, my dictionary are having a key like spam ham x. It doesn't have toast. So what will happen is that it just return a null. That's what is happening. Now we will move on to some other different predefined methods in Python. There are other different methods like update. Update is for simply just I have another different collections which have around n number of items that should be updated along with my existing collection. Simply I want to merge it up. That is possible through this update function. Look at that. They have given us D is my existing collection that is being updated and updated with D2, dictionary 2, and that updated one is being again stored into the D. Initially my D is that, look at the first line, I have 3 items, X, here's X, value is 3, like that I have 3 items, and my D2 is that it contains 2 items. Now look at the last statement, it contains 5 items, it means it's been messed up, updated up. So now, since it is an unordered collection, it can be stored in any order. That's what is happening. And there is another different predefined method called pop. Suppose if you want to delete and return a value for a given key, that is possible through this pop method. Look at it, how they are using it. Dictionary name dot pop. Look at the second statement like d dot pop of muffin. Muffin is the key. That is being returned with the given key. My given key is muffin, that has been returned with the value 5. Likewise, I'm trying to return another item pop of toast. Toast value is 4. So automatically it will be removed off. It is similar to the deletion. And after removing it, if you print it, look at the last one, it comes with the remaining item. Those 2 items has been popped out. And now we have a combination of we'll see how to go with the list and dictionary now. Let's see. Suppose if you have a list, I'm just look at the first 2 statements. I'm initializing an empty list. Then I'm just trying to assign spam as a string that has been stored in the 99th position. L of 99 is the 99th position offset value. But since list is having some limitation, automatically look for the corresponding position, that in that position that will be assigned to that will be stored that value. But whereas in the dictionary, look at the down after that error message. Simply if you create an empty dictionary, then if you're adding up with that d of 99, if I use the same statement with the square bracket, that means that 99 will be acting as a key and spam will be acting as a value. That's what is happening. Look at the last line. That will be the actual thing will be happening. My item 1 will be created with the key 99 and the value is spam. You can go for nesting it. We'll see how this has been happening now. Look at the first 3 statements in this PPT. I have an empty list, then followed by I am appending 2 items. My item 1 in the list is that developer and another item is that manager. Look at it, the first 3 statements are list statements. I am adding up all the list item, appending it. Currently, my current list name is jobs that consists of 2 items, developer and manager. Then look at the other few statements, the second half. I have a dictionary called rec. Under that, I am adding up all the individual item. My item 1 keys name and value is pop. That is for the rec of name equal to pop. Likewise, I am adding up 3 items. But look at the last item. Look at the last statement in this PPT. I have just added my key is job, my value is jobs. Again, consider this is the single program. In my first half, I have used the same name the jobs. In turn, the jobs is the list collection. So now this particular item which is having a one key with two values. I will see that. I'll show it in the next slide. So I have nested this. Look at that last item one. I have a two values which has been represented through the one key. Now there is a question like you may ask me, how do I access the third item first value? But when we go for accessing individual items, simply we just use the key. Suppose if I'm using like rec of job, that will return the developer and manager. But I don't want to return both. I want to return a specific value. Say for example, I want to return only the developer or only the manager. How can I go for it? Very simple. You use that developer and manager is put up under the other collection called list. So there it's placed with the offset. So simply you can use the offset position. Automatically you can just say for example, I will just use like rec of job of 0, job of 1. Job of 0 is the 0th position 1, first element, 1 is the second position. So that way you can just simply return the corresponding individual value. That's why they're just trying it. Look at the last example. Rec of job will return the both values. But if you want to return a specific value, again that job is another list collection. No, so we are just simply like giving like job of 1. It means that return the second item. But since the list collection starts from offset position 0, always the first element is start from 0. But here we have given this in this example is that look at the last one, rec of job of 1, that has been returning the second item. Clear? Now we'll see that what are the different other ways to make the dictionary. Suppose I look at the first few statements. I have created a dictionary with the key value. This is one way. Simply this is a normal way. We'll follow it up. And another way is that with this we'll start the second statement. Look at that. I have bolded it. We can create with an empty dictionary, followed by we can dynamically add dictionary name, square bracket. Within that we can give a key equal to value. Simply I'm just adding it. Now what way I'm just adding it is that I'm just my key is name and value is this. Likewise, when I'm going with creating another item dynamically, I will just follow this way. And also you can create a dictionary by the assignment operator. Look at it. I just create that dict. Dict is the predefined function that will just convert it into the base type. My base type is now has been acting as a dict. Dict followed by key equal to value, comma key equal to value. Automatically this will create the dictionary type. And even you can create a dictionary with tuples, with the tuple format. Look at it, they're creating a tuple format. Tuple will normally comes like a function bracket. They're creating a pair of item. These are all, since it is a tuple item, this has been mapped as one single entity, key value like that. So these are different possible ways, other ways to make the dictionary. And now we'll see how to go for comprehensions. Comprehension is that don't be panic with that syntax. Normally we know how to go for a for loop. Just like a secondary level of a for loop, if you want to run it like the for loop iteration should be followed up with a specific type of execution. Suppose I want to go for repetition, I want to map with each iteration should be followed up with some sort of mapping that can be followed through the comprehension. That's what they're just doing it here. Look at the first statement. I have created a dictionary in just a way that inside my dictionary I have given like this K colon B. That's nothing but we're trying to form a key value pair through this for loop. Under the for loop, they're using the counter called K comma V, and then they use the in keyword, and then they have a collection. My collection name is zip here. That consists of two pair of collections. And now what we are exactly planning is that ABC will be acting as a key, 1, 2, 3 will be acting as a it should be acting as a value. That is the way, that is the one we are just looking for. So for that, we are just trying this through the comprehension. So once you follow up this sort of comprehension, this will come with the result. So each time my key will be, since I have given a counter called k comma v, my k will be taken from this first collection, v will be taken from the second collection. So a versus 1, b versus 2, c versus 3. That's what that key value pair is being, because my final output will be in this one. Always we will present with the final output format. So this will be created. This is called the actual final collection will be created. Similarly, if you're going for another different way of forming a comprehension, is that look at this. This is my final output. My final formats would be like this. So what I'm planning is that I'm taking up x colon x double star 2. What is the double star? Is that power of 2. So I'll take the x value. That x value will be acting as my key and colon. My x square will be the value. And I'm using this x as a counter, and this is my range, my collection. So I'll take up my first iteration. First iteration will be begin with number 1. So 1 is my x now, 1 with 1 squared. So 1 versus 1. 1 colon 1 is my first item. Second iteration, we go to second iteration, 2 colon 2 square. It will follow the same operation. Okay. So 2 colon 4 is my second item. Likewise, we go to the third one, 3 colon 9, 3 square. And then the fourth item, 4 colon 16, 4 square. Or instead, you can also give, instead of 1, 2, 3, you can also give a range of 1, 5. So this will give the result as, look at the result, 1, 1, 2, 4, 3, 9, 4, 16. This is the output. So maybe if you look at the another different comprehension, I think now we can easily predict the output. C colon C star 4, it means that the C is my counter and this is the range. This will take, if I'm giving a range as a string, it will go by character. I'll take the first character as my first iteration value. So S will be taken as my first iteration value, and what format we are trying to print is that we'll follow up this format. C is my first one. So C, currently C is identified as S colon S star C star 4. That means that star operator is for repetition. So it will be repeated 4 times. S colon S 4 times. That is the first item. My S is the key, value is that 4 times of S. Likewise, you go to the next iteration. My second character of the range is that P. Now P colon 4 times of P. Likewise, it go for the next iteration, A colon 4 times of A and M colon 4 times of M. So I hope you understand the comprehension. So this is also one of the easiest way you can go for printing, just like creating a mapping of key value through this comprehension. It's very, very simple. And suppose if you want to convert all those items into the specific cases, even that is also possible. They just use that same comprehension. Simply they just convert it into lowercase. Look at it. I have a scene. That means that the keys, all the keys are being followed up with the uniform lower cases, and my values will be coming up with that same counter plus exclamation symbol. So that along with that, since it is added up, my range is that all are strings. Along with the string, it will be just simply appended with the symbol exclamatory. So as usual, it just take that spam is my first item key, and my corresponding values. That remember, the spam is given as all are uppercase, but I have given here my format, pen format should be lowercase. So that's what it is coming with. Since it is another class, look at that, it is been printed as a second item. My key is being converted into lowercase spam, and my value is that C plus is the concatenation of this symbol. So span followed by at the end colon. Sorry, not colon, that is the exclamation mark. This way my second item will be also been followed up. So finally I got the output like this. Now we'll see what are the different ways we can go for initializing the dictionary. We can go for initializing all the dictionary items values by default uniformly with the specific value. That is possible. Look at it. That's what they're just trying to do it. They're trying to initialize the values as a uniform value. Look at it. They're just using that function called from keys. That means that they're taking up all the keys, which are all the keys which is having all this key that will be initialized with the value as this. Since it has been mentioned as only one value, all these keys, all the item will be initialized to 0. Look at it. It's just using this dict dot from keys of all this key collection followed by the initial value. So uniformly all this has been initialized to 0. Same way, if you want to do it through the comprehension, again it's simple. Like, I think I hope you remember the comprehension syntax. Simply just I follow up this sort of format I need, right? Key colon 0, that should be followed up, and my k is my actual counter, so it will go with the each iteration. First iteration we take up the first item in the range. A is my key, followed up with my value is 0, and B is my second iteration, B versus 0. Like that, it added up all the initialize all the item as a 0. And when you're going for initializing with a special data type called none, even that also is possible. Look at it. They just given like uh, again the comprehension k colon none. So automatically my k is the counter. So automatically take that s as my first key. The corresponding value is none. For the second iteration p none, a none, m none. Automatically everything will be initialized to none. Even that is also is possible. So now we come to that some of the overall general dictionary methods. If you go with the item, look at the first example, first syntax, dictionary name dot item, that will bring you that both key and value pair. Simply it displays both key and value pair. And if you want to specifically display only the key alone, then you can go for dictionary name dot keys. And if you want to go for printing only the values, you can go for dict dot values. And if you want to remove a particular item, the last item, the top of the item, you can go for pop, simply for deletion, removing. And if you want to copying, that is one of the different one. Look at it. Dict2 equal to dict1 dot copy. That means that automatically dict2 is my base. So that is the parent. I am trying to copy all my dict1 from my child to a parent. So automatically all the items will be copied. That is also is possible. And the last one says that if you want to remove all the items, if you want to flush out, not clear it out, you can use the dict dot clear. Some of the other methods are like suppose if you want to produce a string representation of dictionary items, suppose if you want to make it into all are as string, all the items as a string, you can go for str. And suppose we want to find the length, you can use the length. So finally, we end up with the dictionary. Uh, we can use this dictionary to replace the leaf ladder. That's what they're one of the easiest way. Well, look at it. Look at this print statement. Simply, I'm just using it as some sort of switch case menu-driven choices. Probably if your code is like asking a choice, if my choice is 3, automatically just take the corresponding choice. My choice is given here is 3, so check for the corresponding matching key. 3 is having that as a one item. So this is the key. Corresponding value will be written as this. So 3. So like this, you can create a different combinations of options. Either you can go for a leaf ladder way of making it through dictionary, that is possible, as well as you can use it instead of the switch case. So that is possible here in dictionary. So